Hi, my name is Vivian, and some things that not a lot of people know about me is that I actually own chickens. A question that us chicken owners get asked a lot is what's the difference between a farm fresh egg and an egg that you get at the grocery store? It's a really good question. I actually never knew the answer to that question until I got chickens. I noticed a big difference, and it all basically boils down to the color of the yolk, which is really interesting because the color of the yolk actually tells you about how the chickens were treated and what they eat. The big major difference was the color of the yolk. The color of the yolk of an egg that you buy at the store is actually this very pale yellow. That's because the chickens were raised in a factory farm, which means they are inside all the time in their barn, all crammed together, and don't really know what it's like to be outside. Some store-bought eggs might be a little bit more orange, but that's just because the farmers had this red pigment into the chicken's feed. That way when the chickens eat it, the yolk of their eggs actually turn orangey. Whereas the color of the yolk of an egg that I get from my backyard or that some people get from their own little farm is actually this very bright orange or very dark yellow. And this is because they were pasture raised, not pasteurized. Usually those two terms get mixed up. Pasture raised means is that they were raised outside and that they had access to grass and dirt, whereas pasteurized means that the eggs were heated to prevent stillborn illnesses. My chickens actually have their own little run, which allows them to roam around, jump, fly, and do all these natural chicken stuff, so they have a lot more room, and their eggs contain more beta carotene, which is what naturally gives that egg a brighter yellow or orange color. So as you can see, the color of the egg yolk depends a lot on how the chicken was treated and what the chicken eats. This also tells you a lot about the nutritional value of the egg. The problem with store-bought eggs is nobody really searches up what they eat. They don't really know exactly what they are eating, and so a lot of people just don't care. And don't worry, I was like that too. The information that we get if we ever do search it up is very little. There's not much you can really get from it. But what we do know is that chickens that are raised in factory farms, they are not receiving the sun that they need, and they don't go outside and scratch around and eat grass and bugs, which is a big part of their diet. Some egg cartons might say cage free, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are outside. They're just out of their cages, but they're still in their barn. The store-bought egg chickens are fed grain feed. They have GMO corn and GMO soy, and they're also high in omega-3, which actually causes inflammatory. And with my chickens, I actually know what they're eating. I will be more than happy to literally take you to my shed and show you what they eat, show you what vitamins and what their feed actually contains. And we have a tons of information out there on what the farm fresh eggs actually contain. My chickens get to go outside and they receive the sun all day, and every week they get about 3 to 5 hours outside in our backyard to freely range and dig, eat grass, and eat bugs. They are exercising and getting the proper nutrition that they need. Some other cool things about farm fresh eggs is that they have all tons of nutritional value. So they actually have 70% more vitamin E and omega-3 fatty acids, which is anti-inflammatory, has 50% less cholesterol, they're non-GMO, they have carotenoids, which helps with eyes, heart, and the immune system. They have a rich source of choline, which prevents fatty liver. They have a good amount of protein and leucine, which is good for building muscles. And it has 30% more vitamin A and X antioxidants. It also has all the fat-soluble vitamins that your body needs. In conclusion, a lot of people think that we are weird because we own chickens, and they ask why do we go through so much work and money to get eggs when you can just drive to the supermarket and spend money on those, and it's more convenient. But I just enjoy being around them and learning from them and having something special to do and treating and giving them the love that they deserve. And in return, they lay these beautifully colorful and nutritional eggs. And I honestly can't imagine my life without owning chickens. Thanks for listening to me. Bye.